Hello and welcome everyone. We have come to the fourth chapter of this class 12 business studies, which is planning. In today's video, we will talk about the concept of planning. But before I get into the theory, I just want us to do a thought experiment. Let us do an activity together. I want you to join with me and do a planning activity together. So today's objective is going to be, we are going to do a business, and the business is to build a bakery, and this bakery is going to sell the cakes and everything. Our dream is to build a bakery. How do we plan for it? We will see there are 5 managerial functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. If you see, planning is the thing that is given in the first before everything else. Before every function, you have been asked to learn planning. Now, in today's activity, in the same way, we will first plan, then you will get to know what are all the things that are involved if I have to get a bakery up and running. Then you will also know what are all the activities that are there when we even have to sit and plan. So the objective is to build a bakery, and that bakery should sell goods and it should make a very good profit. So that is the ultimate objective. Now we will see what are all the things that we have to do to get this achieved. The first question we have to ask is, what do we sell? We said bakery, but inside bakery, what are the specific things that we are going to sell? Cakes, brownies, and maybe some savories. Let's say we are going to open this bakery in India, so we will sell things like samosa, puffs, and some savory items, some namkeens. Let's get a little deeper. What type of cakes? Are we going to sell birthday cakes? If you are going to sell birthday cakes, what are the type of flavors that we are going to include in our menu? Then comes the next thing of, we need to design our menus. In that, we have to design the flavors, we have to design the size. Then the next question is, how are we going to position our business? You have seen a lot of bakeries, right? There are bakeries, they sell little cheap priced cakes, which means they can do a lot of volume, or there are a lot of premium type bakery, which is like quite pricey, but the quality will be extremely good and they have very exclusive customers. So you have to think, what are we going to target? Are we a mass business, or are we a premium business? This is the second thing that we have to think. So whenever we are planning, we have to plan for all this. The next question that we need to ask is, we decided what we are going to sell and we have decided how much we are going to price. The next thing is, what are the modes of distribution? What do I mean by modes of distribution? Are we going to sell only in person? That is, are we going to have only offline? That is, if a customer has to get our cake, should they come only to our shop, and is that the only way? Or do we do home delivery? Like, there will be a birthday party, they will say the address and say that deliver it to this place by this time. So are we going to do that also? So again, we have to plan for it. Mode of distribution. Should the customer come directly and collect, and is that the only option, or are we going to deliver to the home? Then the third is, how can a customer place order? Do we have a website and take orders from there? So we have this D2C, isn't it? Direct to customer e-commerce website will be there. That can drive a lot of traffic. There will be multiple chains and it will be controlled by a single website, and you can just go and give your address, house address, and say what you want to buy, and from there directly it will be delivered to your house. So again, do you have a website and take orders from there? That means, is your store, is your business going to be online? I think by now you will be getting a fair idea of what we are doing here. Then let's say we have decided to set up a physical shop. Okay, we are going to have an offline shop. Then where is the location? Let's say we went and researched and we found, let's say, location A. This location A is near to a school, and then let's say there is a location, let's call this location B, and this shop is located near to a hospital, and let's say there is a location C, this is located near to a bus stand. Let's not decide on anything. I'm just giving you some options. How people plan when they want to start a business. This is basically the type of thinking that goes into when starting a business. Then let's say we need employees. How should we hire? How the hiring activity should be done. Let's see some examples. First question, how many people do we need? Should they be skilled or unskilled? Is it okay that I hire unskilled people, and shall I train them myself? Or should I need a person who is already fully trained in baking and cake making and everything? So that is the next question. How much can we pay salary to them? Okay, next question. What should be the age of, or what should be the typical age range of the employees? Are we okay with hiring even old people, or are we particularly focusing on people between the age 20 to 30? Because it matters, isn't it? So some 4 questions with respect to hiring. And finally, just to conclude this process, again, by no means the entire process of planning is completed here if we need to start a bakery, but just to give you idea, let's say the last question is, what type of assets do we need in the business? So only if I know what type of assets I can use in the business, then I can plan the finance for it. Obviously, we need a fridge. If we bake cakes, we need a fridge. It is a commercial fridge. It's not like a normal fridge that we use in home. It has to be a commercial fridge. It will be quite heavy in size. So fridge is the first thing. Then we also need a freezer showcase. We will also keep the cakes for display in the shop, but that also should come with a freezer option. That is another big asset that we need. And then, are we going to have air conditioner in the shop? Yes. Let's say you have decided that you are going to set up a bakery which is a premium one, and if you are going to position yourself as a premium business, then yes, you have to have air conditioner in your shop. Next, how are the tables and chairs going to be? Are you going to have square tables, or are you going to have circular tables? Again, ultimately it depends on how much square feet you have inside the shop and how many tables you are planning to set up. And finally, you need a computer to do the billing. Okay, so these are all the assets that we have. And then this will lead to further questions like, what is the estimate? I have 4 options of commercial refrigerators that I can buy. Model A, Model B, Model C. Model A costs around 1.5 lakh. Model B costs around 2 lakhs, but it has some better quality. It goes on endlessly. At the end of the day, you will come up with a final number. Okay, how much final capital does it require for me to start this business? Let's say after all the thinking, all the analysis, you came up with the number that it takes at least 15 lakhs for you to start a business to this level. Then you ask yourself, how much money I have right now? Let's say you have only 7,20,000 with you right now. What about the balance? The balance 7,80,000 rupees. You have to raise it from outside. Then you have to start the next level of financial planning. Should I borrow it from my friend? Should I borrow it from my bank? Okay, then if you go with banks, then you have 2-3 banks alternatives. One bank will give you a business loan at 11%. The other bank will give you at 10.5%. Then the other bank will give you at 11.75%. The options keep on going one after the other. The questions never stop. But you have to understand, this is the overall planning activity. It's not that you had a desire of starting a bakery and the very next day you just brought everything into life, isn't it? It never works that way. So you have to, as a proprietor, as a business owner, you have to consider at least these many factors before even starting the first step in your pursuit. So that's the thing that we are going to do in this chapter. I hope you got a good idea about the concept of planning. In the next lecture, we will talk about importance of planning, and we will also talk about features of planning after that. I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.